Oh yeah, so this is a continuation on from the last video, and I was speaking about components of exercise, and this is the first component. It's something called mobilisation, and in sort of mainstream exercise it's used as part of a warm-up. If you've got breathing problems and your aerobic capacity isn't what it should be, this could actually be an aerobic workout for you. So the same principles will apply as doing interval training, where you'll work a bit, rest a bit, work a bit, rest a bit. If you understand mobilisation, you understand the structure of how the body works, how it will move in different directions. So that knowledge feeds into stretching, it feeds into resistance training, it feeds into balance and coordination work. So this piece is like a beginning piece done seated. You can carry over some of these exercises into doing balance and coordination work standing. I tend to start at the head and work my way down. People start at the feet and work their way up. You start where you feel most comfortable and where you're going to remember the majority of what you're doing. Each movement is repeated between 5 and 10, 15 times. The exact number is up to you. Do what, again, feels comfortable. So if you think about the neck is like a Union Jack flag, the directions it will move in. So it will go up and down. It will go side to side, which is good for checking blind spots when you're driving. It will look down behind. It will look up, and it will look up. If you think of the Union Jack flag with a horseshoe on it, you end up with this roll. So they're the main directions the neck moves in. If you come down, we end up at the thoracic spine. And the thoracic spine does move, but not to any real functional or useful purpose. So we don't tend to do much with it. Coming down lower, you end up with the lumbar. And your lumbar spine moves in 3 different directions. So the first bit is you're going to just pop your hands down. Try and breathe in or out as feels comfortable, and then come up. And each time try and go a little bit further down and up. And again, you repeat that the number of times you feel able to. The goal is to try and put one repetition on each time you do it if you can. The spine rotates, so the armchair allows me to hold on to the actual arms of the chair, bring myself round. If you don't have arms on your chair, you can use your leg, same sort of thing, or you can just bring your hands up. You do whatever feels comfortable and natural to you. If we come up to the arms, the shoulder rotates in 2 directions. It will do a rotation over, a rotation under. So if you think about brushing your hair, that gives you the first movement over, and you can sort of reach down your back each time, and then onto the other side. And then you've got the movement under. What I'd say generally is start by sort of reaching around as if you're reaching for your back pocket, bring it up onto your lower back, and up as far as it feels comfortable, and bring it out. Bring it up and bring it out. Right, bringing it back and up and back down again and up as far as you can go. If you look at hands, hands will rotate round the other way, up and down, grip and finger. Yeah, in all honesty, you'd have to be fairly incapacitated to really worry about those movements. You can use them as part of an overall program if you want a period where you're having a little bit of a rest. Another movement for the shoulders would be a sort of opening of the chest and a cuddling round. And then we lift down into the hips. The hips, the easiest movement to do is like a marching movement. Some of you guys might find that fairly hard if your lung capacity is compromised. I would treat it like an interval approach. See if you can do 3, 4, 5, whatever feels good for you, and then have a little rest and maybe do an easier movement, and then come back to it if that's what you need to do. Knees, because of the height of the chair here, I'm going to take the back of the leg and just bring her up. Now, if the chair was slightly higher and my feet were virtually just either touching the floor or clear of the floor, I bring a movement up and all the way through. As it is, the chair's a little bit low for me, so that's why I bring the leg up. If you come down to the ankle rotates and goes back and forth. The back and forth is more of a functional movement because it vaguely links into walking. There you go. Bring it back up. The reason why I chose an armchair, you can use a kitchen chair, whatever feels comfortable for you. Armchairs offer a level of safety, so when we start doing some of the standing stuff, if your balance isn't good or you are getting dizzy, what it allows is if you need to sit down quickly, you can. And you'll notice the chair here is up against the wall. So even if I was up and I went to go back, it would stay in place. And what you can't see is there's a good gap on the back from the wall. So the chance of me smacking my head onto the back of the wall if I fell back are virtually zero. So this is the opening for you. Remember, start them off with doing each movement off. We'll do maybe 5 repetitions of each movement and then work your way through the body. The whole lot shouldn't take you more than about 5 to 10 minutes. If you're feeling really energetic, go around again. The next sort of portion I'm going to talk about doing mobilisation and combining it with balance work, and that will be the next video.